because it is now going to be like a part of you. I remember when I started studying, also while trying to intern and volunteer and also do, it takes a particular hour to just group works, or play games started with group work. So it requires knowing how to manage learn the skill that I want to learn and while also focusing on my schoolwork. So, like I said, imagine you're someone that you're selling wigs on campus, and if your operations are shaky, and this could even it applies to everybody. You're selling, you're in coaching initiatives, there's pastries. You if you don't have a good operation in place, you could easily forget somebody's delivery, or you could mix up orders, or you miss class because you're trying to sort out something, and you can get customers who are saying that, oh, she's good, or her bakery tastes nice, her chin chin tastes nice, but she takes days to deliver, or she's not reliable. Sometimes she can mess up. And those kind of things will hurt your business. And it's not, oh, you cannot just put it on the side and say, oh, I'm just a student in school. It doesn't work that way. Even if you're just a student in school, you need to build a business that people can say, oh, she's good and she's reliable. That's the kind of thing that we are aiming for here. So there are four core parts every student business needs. And we'll be going through those four parts. And one of it is your sales process. This is how people buy from you. I remember I said operations is the back end of your business, like what goes on behind the scene. So, what goes on? How do people meet you? How do you deliver? How do you sell? It's not just doing a random or anyhow it goes kind of thing. No, you need to map out how a random person sees your product, the stages they go through to pay for you. And really, I know because you're students, you mix a lot of people in the hostel, people that are like your classmates and things like that. While that is good, while that is very good, you still need a breakdown of how people buy from you, your sales process. So where they discover you from, WhatsApp, Instagram, Glass group chat, they message you. This is like a simple breakdown. When they discover you or when they get your number from, let's say you meet them in class or you take your product to class and then they get your number, because we do that a lot when I was in school. We had people who bring their things to class, we'll get their number and then we'll just send them a message of what we want. So this is like a simple breakdown. These steps are simple, they are simple, but you need to map it out so that you clearly know where the loopholes are in your business. If you find out that you are mixing up orders, if you find out that you're not able to manage your time well, you need to break down your processes so that you know where the loopholes are and where to fix. So if they message you, you send your prices, you collect their details, like from for the lady that is selling pastries now. I'm sure they will tell you that, oh, I need this amount of this, and then you tell them the amount. You tell them when you can deliver, they pay, you confirm, and then you deliver. A very simple process, right? But you need to be aware of it. You need to acknowledge that process so that when you have this kind of consistent process, your customers will trust you even when you're writing exams, because they will know that, oh, you have a process in place, and when you feel like, oh, I might not be able to deliver due to this, due to exam, due to this, you'll be able to also pass it on to them, and they will know that, oh, this is the reason. The second core part is your delivery process. Now, this is the doing part. When you get an order, this I feel like this is actually the most important part of any business actually. How you get the work done. Because this is the part that would tell how the next steps go. And the clearer your deliver steps is, the fewer mistakes you make and the more people trust you. So you need to ask yourself, how do I deliver my services? Like when you finish baking, how do you get the cake across to them? What kind of days, or do you need to get some batch of work done? You need to understand. And fun enough, for this part, for everybody, it's different. For someone that is running a bakery, for the lady that is baking cakes now, You might need like I don't know how the timeline works. I know for some people that get urgent deliveries in a day, probably like they need to notify you ahead of time, but you need to know your timeline. When if someone is asking for a rush delivery, what kind of timeline can you provide? If someone is not asking for a rush delivery, just like to deliver in a certain day or something, how many hours do you need? How many hours would you need? That way you'll be able to know that, oh, I have when I have classes and the time to put when to do the work. So you know how many hours of a day you can dedicate, and even the day, like the time of the day. There are sometimes you might have classes a lot in the afternoon. I remember when I was in school, we had most of our classes around 2 to 6. Knowing that your timeline for even your schoolwork matters so that you'll be able to know when you're free and when you're not free. You'll be able to also stand your ground when someone wants to get you to do a rush delivery and you know that, oh, this is not possible. I cannot do this kind of delivery. I cannot meet up. This is how you would know. And like I said, what time of day can you work on delivery? Is it during the evenings when you're back from school around 6 to 7? Even that, knowing those time stamps, it gets you clear on things. It lets you know how your school schedule is. It lets you know how you can plan your time. For the person that is running an e-coaching initiative, what time of the day will you be able to effectively deliver? Is it in the mornings or in the evenings? Are you mostly free from school in the afternoons? Ask those questions. Know your timeline so that you know how you can deliver your products better. There's a customer support part. And like I said, university customers can be dramatic. I know because I help my friends a lot to deliver their either to deliver their products or to even get the delivering process in the product in place. And even as down to your cosmetics, they are dramatic because they feel like, oh, you are cosmates, you should be able to. You're running a business, not like some kind of daycare something or some kind of um funding stuff that they can just be doing stuff for free. So you need rules in place. And you need to also talk about this your rules. On your WhatsApp status, talk about it. Reiterate it over and over again that your delivery time is always between this and this. Reiterate it over again, say it over and over again how fast they should expect to hear from you. Let them how you even handle complaints. I think this one is for you, but you should know how you handle complaints. That's how you listen to your customers and how fast you listen to their complaints. How fast you listen to their complaints. When to refund. Now I think this one is very important. Know what happens that will make you get to the point of okay, you need to refund and when not to. So if someone is paying you to do some kind of pastry work, this and that, know when to refund. When some things can happen. Let's say probably an issue with delivery or anything. Know when to refund and when not to refund, and you need to lay down those rules. If you've done an order, the customer has gotten it, they've showed that they've gotten it. At that point, there's nothing they can say, or they cannot say they come across any kind of issue that would make you refund it. If the issue is not from your hand, and if it's not something that you had no control over and then you really can't do anything about it, then that's when I feel you can refund. But if it's not from your end but from the customer's end, then you need to stand your ground and say, these are my rules on refunding and I cannot refund this issue. And then you need to have your rules on how to follow up with customers politely. I always love when businesses add a little touch to, like a little personal touch to their business. Yes, it might be that you are running a student business, but a business is still a business. So when after every delivery, you can just send a little follow up with your customers, like how was the product? Did it taste nice? How was my delivery? Did you was it what you expected? Those kind of follow up is also what will give you testimonials, and it's to make them remember you. Really, we did a lot for a friend while in school. And so just little thing, those little things that will just make the customer say, oh, they sent a message the next day to ask how was it. They sent a message to know about this, and you just stick in their memory, really. Just take their memory. So if please, if you are not understanding anything or if you lose me at some point, please let me know in the comments. But here, this is the last core process, which is the admin part, which I feel is very boring, but is very necessary. Students business or students who runs business, this is part I know that we have a lot of problem with, because first of all, will I say time, and then it might feel like a non-necessary part, but it is necessary because you're putting a system in place so that even when your business grows, it is already following a stated system and you already have a way of doing things. Now, I call this the boring but necessary part, which is recording orders, saving your customers' information, updating your prices, tracking your inflow and outflow of money, or even storing files. It's a small business, yes, but because it's a small business doesn't mean there shouldn't be a system in place where you can record your orders, a system in place where you can track how much you're making, a system in place where you can store files from clients, like the person that is running an e-coaching initiative, a system that stores database on each of the person that you're either probably coaching or you come in contact with. Those kind of systems matter because you don't know when or how or what would happen that you would need to refer back to those systems. And ignoring this process is why so many students are running a chaotic business and they realize their business is not profitable. Because if you're not tracking your money, you're not tracking how much profit you are making. If you're just banking on, oh, I'm getting orders, your business might not grow and it might even be going downhill because as it will now get to a point whereby you're taking out of your business capital and that is very unprofitable. Now, there are some recommended tools I feel like every student who is running a business must have. And I feel like we use them, but I don't feel like we use them to their potential. For example, your WhatsApp business. Your WhatsApp business is one of the best WhatsApp business app. It's one of the best app you can use if you're running a business, especially as a student. Especially now where we have AI integrated into it and you can now like label chats. So if you're thinking of how you can get like this part that we mentioned, recording orders, you can easily use your WhatsApp business app to record orders. You can use it um to label your customer's phone number or to even categorize your customer's number. To make maximum use of your WhatsApp business app, you need it. And at this point, we also have automated replies and the catalog that shows, like the lady that sells bakeries, pastries, and confectionaries. Your WhatsApp business should have a catalog that shows images of the things you've done. Make it mouth watering so that immediately they even get your number, they don't want to leave until they place an order. Make use of the catalog. And even if you're running a service business, you can also make use of your bio parts. Like there's a bio part for WhatsApp business as well, where you can just talk about what you help people do and the kind of transformation you give to them. And we also have automated replies now. I think this one has been in the game for long, so I feel like you might know about these automated replies, but there are also much more new features to WhatsApp business that you need to tap into if you're in a business. And then we have Google Drive for free storage, which is maybe taking screenshots and recording screenshots of others or recording screenshots of conversations that you feel like, oh, this conversation needs to be recorded for probably safety purposes or things like that. Because if you're running a business and your number is out there, you will meet different kind of people, and there's no harm in protecting yourself, really. So maximize your Google Drive, store your files, store when it comes to things like creating or storing your files, make use of it, and then use Canva. I know many of us think of Canva as maybe it's just for graphic designers, but no, you can use it for your business, especially with AI now integrated into Canva. Use it for your branding. You can easily use Canva to create your logo now. You can easily use Canva to create like a sticker that you can put on your products or some a banner that you can be using on your WhatsApp header, so that people, or even your WhatsApp profile picture. And you can also use Canva to create your invoice. This, I feel like most business owners, they don't really take it into action. Like, if you're someone that you're like the lady that runs the e-coaching initiative now, when you're creating invoice for your customers, or you're letting them know that this is the amount that you need to pay, you can easily use Canva for those kind of things, especially your branding. Make use of it. So there's AI integrated into it. You can easily tell it what kind of design you want. You can go with templates and things like that, but make use of it. And then using Paystack or Money Point, I kind of like these two are very, very business friendly. That's why I would just always recommend it. And there's a reason why I'm even recommending it, because if you're running a business as a student, you shouldn't be using your personal bank account with your business bank account. That is a poor financial move. That's the poorest financial move you can even make for your business. Using your personal bank account with your business bank account. You need to have your business bank account, and I'll just always recommend Paystack or Money Points. They're just it is better than using the casual banks like Access or UBA, whereby their transfer charges are just like headaches. So now, building a team structure. We've talked about operations. We just quickly. You can't see my screen, really. You can't see your screen. You can't. I'm still sharing it though. Can you still see my screen? Confirm it. Oh, Eunice can see it. I'm still sharing. Okay, you can now. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Let's quickly jump into it so that we move fast. So, team structure. How can you build a team around you without hiring staffs? Very important question, especially if you don't, if you've, like now, before we even get to this part, before you're even thinking of having any kind of team, you should have gone through the process we talked about of knowing your timeline, knowing your school schedule, so that you would know, like I said, you will know where there is loophole and where you need help with. And most especially, it is always because of packed schedule with school work and everything. So at some point, you will need people on your side to help with the running of your business. So how can you now build a team without hiring staff? So now a team necessarily is not like I have 6 employees. A team, someone on your team can be a friend who helps with packaging. I mentioned that there was a friend I have in school whereby I didn't sell physical products, but she was my close friend and we did it together. So you can you can be a friend that helps you with package. It can be a cosmate that helps you with editing some stuff. It can be a freelancer who helps you like once a month. This is for like service based people. A team can also be like a mentor on your side, maybe like a business mentor who would advise you on some things or even in relation with people. And it can even also be like a WhatsApp group that supports you, maybe like a cheering squad or like a group. I know that group of friends usually have WhatsApp group. We had in my time, so or even a family WhatsApp group or something, giving you some kind of emotional or financial support if the need be. But those kind of people can also be your team. So team can be informal. And it is very normal for an early stage of a youth-led business. It is very normal that these are the kind of people you would have on your team, not necessarily someone you hire. But if you grow your business to that stage where you can officially hire someone, yeah, sure, why not? Do so. But right now, you will need the currency of relationship. You will need the currency of people on your team. So now there are 3 roles every student business should cover. And if you have at least one person doing each of these things, I feel like you won't be stressed. Really. You won't be stressed. And if it can be you and then 2 other persons. So we have the doer, the seller, and the support. So the doer is the one who does the actual work. Like we have it here, the baking the cake, the doing the makeup or developing the website for service-based entrepreneurs. So the lady that wants pastries now, this part is you because you are the one actually baking the cake. And then it can be the seller, that's the one who brings the clients for you. It can be the person that is always talking about it in class, the one that is always helping you sell it in class, the one that is always like talking about what you do, showing the other classmates. Now, these are people that they are out there, like they know a lot of people. They know friends and they're not afraid to say, oh, look at what my friend does. You should check it out. You should taste our pastries. You should taste our chin chin, this and that. Or someone that is helping you reply your WhatsApp messages. Maybe when you're busy with some kind of exams, or maybe um you are just extremely busy with baking the cake, and this person is just helping you reply previous messages. Or someone that helps you create flyers, that's all part of it. Someone that helps you post content, they help you snap the pictures, they help you they help you talk about it online. You need this kind of people in your squad. You can't run a business solely on, oh, I'm just only me, I want to be on my own. Hey, how will you get people? How who are the people that will see you? You need to be out there talking about your business, and you need people in your squad that will also be interested in talking about your business for you. And then the support part, these are people that they are probably helping you with the customer service, helping you keep record of things, helping you track payments. You can't be everywhere, like I said. So as your business grows, you need trusted people around you whom you can delegate certain tasks to. People who you can check, oh, let me confirm this payment, or help me make a compilation of this payment into this Google Sheet. Help me track this record. Let me make notes of this, or let me write this order down into my notebook that I've done for tracking records. Just people who can help you with those kind of stuff once in a while. And if you can get to a point where you can automate these things using AI or tools, that's people who, if your work is purely online based like mine, you need to learn about AI and automation. You need to learn about how you can use AI to make things easier for you. Or better still, if you're running a product based business, look for people around you whom you can trust. You need them badly. Okay, so what to delegate when you're overwhelmed? You can delegate things like delivery, social media captions, packaging, graphic designs, or simple admin tasks, like I said, replying the messages. I've spoken, I think I've spoken about this. But you don't need to be doing everything alone. In fact, you cannot do everything alone because you're a student. You want to kill yourself. No, you cannot kill yourself. But your business also cannot suffer. So these are things that you can delegate. But then again, this would make better sense to you when you've made a list of your processes. Remember, we talked about operations being the things that goes on behind your business, behind the scenes of your business. We've spoken that about your source process and your delivery process. As you're finishing this session, take a pen and paper, write it down. Even as simple a task as simple as confirming payment, write it down. Make note of your entire process from when a new customer, think of it as if a new customer comes to me now, what kind of process will they go through from ordering to delivery? Write it down. So it is now then you now make note of what are the things I need to get done. Oh, I need to go to the market to buy this. I will need to do this. I will need to do that. It is when you have everything broken down, you will see which parts that takes either the most of your time or that stresses you out, and you feel like, oh, this one I can delegate. This one someone needs to help me with. And it's also allow you better manage your time. So even something as simple as that can change entirely how you run your business. So how to find help without spending much. Remember I said you need people on your side. So if you're not someone with lots of friends like that, you might need to start looking for friends. And that is looking at people that probably are in your departmental WhatsApp group or campus talent networks. Now this is not for all, but people that campus talent networks can work for people that like the lady that runs the pastry now, or people that do makeup, because these are places where you can showcase your talent. I think we did that a lot while I was in school. Those kind of places where people can do like a pop-up stalls, or what do they call it? There's a name for it. It's not, is it a fair where we have like people who come and display all their products? Places like that you can find people that are willing to help, and sometimes some people are willing to help for like a small amount of money. And then like I said, departmental WhatsApp group. And then again, sometimes it's not always money. that these people are looking for. Sometimes it can be skill exchange. If you have someone else who is doing some kind of work as well, like I said, skill exchange, maybe someone that is doing a graphic designer. If they can help you do a flyer, a very simple, good flyer that probably won't take up much of your time, and you can exchange it for snacks or services for them. Works a lot, especially as a student. But then again, you need to know the kind of people you're approaching with this kind of tactics. And then freelancers, these are people that if you're running a much more uptight business, like a much more online service based business, and you need people on your side, like you need people who know the work. So these are places you just look up to for those kind of things. And then also look at friends who probably need to do something just for their portfolio. Um, Something as simple as managing orders for someone that is running a cake business is something you can put on your portfolio as some kind of admin tax. Goes a long way, especially if you are looking for, if this person is looking into getting some kind of virtual assistant work or things like that. Really goes a long way. So financial systems, we also need to talk about money because we don't want your student business to fail. And as a student, well, there are some kind of financial mistakes that we make. And here are some of the money mistakes students make. It's in your business money. Very, very popular. Because you don't know your profit, you don't know your capital, you're just getting orders. 8,000 is coming today, 10,000 into your account tomorrow, 20,000 next tomorrow. You feel like you have all the money, but you don't. You don't. Pricing with vibes. You're not pricing with actual, you're not checking the actual stuff in the market. You're just pricing anyhow. You don't have a invoice, you don't have record of your expenses, record of people that are sending you money, record of how much even you're spending in a month. Borrowing from your business money and not knowing your profit and your revenue. Very, very costly mistakes. Very, very costly mistakes. Profit is the amount of money that you're making from one sale. Revenue is like the total amount of everything. So that's like total amount of the the cost to make the product plus the profit. That's your revenue. So now simple money structure. And I have mentioned number one, separate your business money from your personal money. Very, very important. You have as a student business, you have no business using your personal account for your business account. No, 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 no. Not at all. Even if it's creating a circle back account, like I mentioned, a money point or CUDA account, make it separate. Right from, even if you don't have a separate business account, you can start now. Let your customers pay money into the account. That is how you would know an exact idea of how much your capital is and how much your profit is. And have an income and expense tracker. It's so it can just be a simple Google Sheet template that will let you know on social dates. If you can include customers' name, fine. If you can include what they bought, fine. But the purpose is to track what you sold for that day or what you sold for that week. To track how much it cost you to make that product, how much you sold it, and your profits. And then probably payment method, which might not be necessary, but it can be included. That is like um um receipts, yeah, like copy of the online transaction can be uploaded, things like that. But the most important part is the part that includes how much it cost you to make it, how much you sold it, and your profit. This is how you very important. Like there's so much that it will be going on in your life that you cannot afford to not put some kind of system and structure in place, especially something like this. And even if you're running like a service based business and you're working with clients, still use a tracker. Very, very important. And I wrote a small breakdown here of how you can know how much your profit is per business. This is, let's call it business 101. If you are baking, thank God the lady that is selling pastries, you're very lucky to do. I use baking as my example. You're baking cakes. You need to know how much it is costing you to buy your products in the market. how much is costing you to buy the flour, how much is costing you to buy the butter, how much is costing you to buy eggs to make certain kind of batches of product or sizes of cake. So if you spend that amount, let's say like I used here 8,000, if you spend that amount baking, that is your cost price. If you now sell it for 12,000, that is your selling price. So your profit now will be 4,000, not 12,000. This is now people not knowing this difference, like your profit and even your selling price, is why many businesses are struggling. Your profit is not the entire amount they're sending you, but it is that amount that you added to sell the product. And me having an income and an expense tracker would always help you every week or every month track how much it is that you spent, which is like your capital that you actually spent creating that product or creating that service, and how much it is that you actually made. That is why this tracker is very important because it will now help you avoid the mistake of spending your business money or just eating it without knowing what is going in and what is going out. So these are very important, and it is just like basic basic maths, really. So we've talked about invoicing. I think I've mentioned it before. So this is just a simple invoice structure: business name, customer name, quantity, price, payment delivery, timeline, everything. It can really just be as simple as business name, product, price, profit, and things like that. So, but invoicing would make your business look so much better in sense of that it will let you know, it will let your clients know that you mean business. It will reduce money confusion and it will protect you without hearing a, oh, I sent you the money or this like that. Mm-mm. It will protect you. You'll be able to bring out receipts whenever any kind of situation wants to come up. You'll be able to tell them, oh, I recorded this thing. So okay, we've talked about pricing. I think I'm bringing it back here again. You can take it. I think you can take a screenshot of this. You can take a screenshot of this so that you can do the correct estimate while in your free time. So student pricing for profit from now, how much should you actually sell your product or even services? Let me go over this quickly. So cost price, like I said, how much does it take to buy those things? Your butter, flour, sugar. Let's say it's 6,000. If you're a service provider, this might be a bit, it might feel a bit difficult, but it is not difficult. Your cost price would be like your time and energy. It would be your time value for people that are service providers. That is how much energy and time does it take for you? Ajibala asks that, can I make invoices for my business? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can make invoices for your business. In fact, a simple way to start is go to ChatGPT, explain your business to ChatGPT, and ask it to create a simple invoice structure for you. Very simple, very efficient, and it contains everything you need. So you can get what ChatGPT gives you. You can take it to Canva to design, or and even on Canva you can get invoice templates so that when you want to design, you'll be able to put your logo and it just looks good, and you'll just be using that one design all through. So that is, you can make invoices for your business, service products, or even people that are doing physical products. You can make invoices for your business. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, so like I was talking about the pricing for profit. If you're a service provider, your cost price would be your actual time value. That is the amount of time and energy it takes you to do that work. Like I said, I'm a content marketer. I create content, I write content, I'm involved in the marketing process of things. The way I price, the way I do my rate card, it is the amount of time and energy it takes me to either create a content or the time and energy it takes me to draft a strategy. So it can be very different. But if you're a product person, it's a bit easier to think of in the sense that you have an actual idea of how much those products cost in the market to make what you want. And now your actual profit will now be your time and energy, which is how much are you putting on the time and energy you use in baking and decorating your cake? For the example I wrote here is like 1,000. It's like 1,000 naira per hour. This is like just an estimate, it might not be the actual thing you use, but put in your time value. Put in how much time and energy it takes you to do something. Now place your profit on it. The reason why I'm even emphasizing on time and energy, especially as business owners, because sometimes we lose sense of how much we should actually be pricing on some things. Because you've baked a cake over and over again that it takes nothing to do, use 3 to 4 hours to do a full blown cake finish. You begin to lose sense of it and you might begin to underprice yourself. So that's why it's better to know the amount of time and energy it takes to you to bake a product and give a very correct estimate for that time and energy. That if anybody asks you tomorrow, are you happy making this price, like making this amount of profit on what you do? You will be okay receiving that amount. Like, let's say you're pricing your cake as 8,000 and it costs you 4,000 and the time and energy is 4,000. Will you be happy receiving that 4,000 that is well spent for that time and energy? So, and it also needs to be reasonably done. I know it's a student business, you also need to look at your surroundings and things like that. But it will help you just have an idea of how to create your profit. So, like the example we're using here, um, if it costs 6,000, the time value is 1,000, which is like 1,000 naira per hour, 1,000 naira per hour, and your selling price is 9,000. I think the estimate here is 3 hours. Yes, it's 3 hours. I made a mistake in the profit margin here. This should be 3,000. Yes. The estimate here is 3 hours. So that is your selling price is now 9,000. That means it costs you 6,000. You added 3,000 naira, which is your profit, and you're selling it for 9,000. Very simple, very straight to the point formula. So legal basics. I know this might feel a bit weird, especially if like you're like, I'm just a student. Why do I need to know legal basics? Well, you need to know legal basics because people are problematic. Even if they are students, they are problematic. So, and it matters because, like I said, quick reality check. Customers can exploit you. Your friends can betray you. Remember, we talked about building a team, and then your team can be your friend or things like that. They can betray you. People are terrible sometimes. We know ideas can get stolen. Your school can restrict you. Anything can happen. So you need to know how to protect yourself. Even if you're running a very small business, know how you can protect yourself. Even if you're running a service-based business and you're just starting, doesn't matter. So when to register your business? If you're looking to register your business, it's time to register your business. That is your business name, your business logo, or I think majorly your business name. I think for CSC it's business name. That's the business registration for Nigeria, for especially for small entrepreneurs. So if you're someone that you already have consistent customers, consistent sales, you're doing big collaborations, you're delivering in different places, it's time to register your business so that when anything comes up, you know that this business is your idea. This business is yours. No friend, no nothing can come and steal it from you. So if you're already doing big things with your business, like I said, repeat customers, consistent, very consistent sales, or you're thinking of even building another store or another shop or just expanding, consider registering your business. But if it's an idea you're just starting or you're just testing, then maybe not yet. So agreements you actually need as a student, like I said, people are problematic. So what kind of agreements do you need to protect yourself? Service agreement. Let your customers know that this delivery is not free. This is the amount of delivery you're paying. That is why before every purchase, send a breakdown of what the customer is paying for. If a customer tells you, "Oh, this is what I want," and you tell them the price, "Oh, it is 10,000," send them a message again breaking it down that this is what you've ordered and this is the price. And you can take screenshots of if they agree and then send you the payment. Take screenshots and keep it. In case of I don't want your stories that touch. And you also ensure that they agree before they pay and you spell it out. Delivery is this. That's why you don't need to have any corners or anything that will look shady in your business. You don't need it. If you are pricing for something, let them know that this is what you are paying for. And then partnership agreements. Yes, you need partnership agreement if you are in partnership with a friend and it involves money. What did I say? You need a partnership agreement, even something as simple as on a Google Doc, and they have their signature signed and you have your own signature signed. You have no idea how well it can protect you. Don't say, oh, Shebi is just my friend. Hey! When you have a friend that is investing in your business and it is money, you need a simple partnership agreement that you can sign. And then if for people that are in service-based industry, if you're someone that you're sharing big ideas or creative concepts, especially or pitching ideas, this is specifically for them. Number three, an NDA. This is like a non-disclosure agreement. So that is when you will need that kind of agreement to protect you. So I think we'll come to the end of our session. The last one is protecting your work. So if you're someone that you create designs or you sell product-based businesses, you can watermark your stuffs. Or for someone like me now that I create content and sometimes I create documents on trainings and things like that. On the back end of my document, I usually put my name. So that's like my own watermark, and I'm doing a service-based industry. So that even if the person is sharing it, my work to somebody else, there's no way they can share it without the watermark. It's already there. So don't make a full delivery without someone sending you at least 70% of the money. And like I said, keep screenshots of conversations, date and timestamps. If the conversation is getting too either the person is becoming scary, the person is trying to lie on you about something, keep screenshots, please. It will protect you more than you even think. So yeah, I think we've come to the end. Yeah, it's a wrap. Please let me know if we have any questions. You can make your questions in the comment sections. Anyone I can quickly answer. Yeah, anyone I can quickly answer before we move to the major run. We'll soon round up. Oh yeah, we have like I think less than 3 minutes. We'll soon round up. Less than 3 minutes. Do you have any questions that you would love me to personally answer you? Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome, Ajibola. I'm so glad that we gained something. And if you don't have any question, you can let me know if you learn anything in the comments. If there's something that you feel like, oh, this one is for me, I'm going on with this. This one is helping my entrepreneurship business. Please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And also let me know if you have questions in the next 1 minute or so. Let me know. And I see everybody that is here. Thank you for staying to the end. Eunice, Esther, Laura, Ajibola. Thank you all for staying to the end. So it's really, oh, thank you. You're welcome, Eunice. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it does.